a musical?
Warning, this video contains adult content not suitable for children.
What's up? Hey guys, it's Kokomo Press Podcast. I'm Jordan Granger, and as always, I'm joined by one of the two greatest co-hosts that have ever existed,
Courtney.
And she's got a cool tattoo on her shoulder. On both sides. Which one's your favorite tattoo?
This one.
God, why do we always talk about you, Courtney? Anyway,
you love me.
We are joined by a guy we've been trying to get on for a while. He is the Hispanic himself.
That's me.
He is Miguel. How do you say your last name?
Tovar.
That was not a real word. What did you say?
You're not real.
Tolivar?
Tovar?
Tovar?
Yeah.
Toliver?
Tolkien?
I love this guy, dude. You're the best, man. I missed you so much. I messaged you like last week, and I messaged you, and I was like, "Hey, man, I'm in your city. I'm inside you."
Yo, bro, yeah, you did.
Was it weird? When I was like, "I'm inside you," and he was like, and I was like, "I mean, in your city." Like I did it on purpose. And you're like, "Well, I'm in your city," and I'm like, "What the fuck?" We just swapped.
I love that you had to explain to us the joke as you were saying it to him.
Well, because I was like, I'm gonna text Miguel and say I'm in you, and they're like, "That's weird." Her and Shelby were like, "That's weird to do," and I was like, I was like, "Hold on, let me," and then I sent it, and then I sent the star like in your city, like joking around. It was.
And then we didn't laugh. It wasn't funny.
No one's laughing still. It was a week later. I'm still not laughing. But I appreciate it, buddy. You know.
All right.
Maybe Twitter was right. Maybe you're
now
not
I'm
funny.
laughing.
Twitter's right.
See, now I'm laughing. I'm laughing at you.
Twitter's like, "You're not funny, dude. Nobody laughs at you." And I'm like,
"Why are you on the system, dude?
Yeah, dude.
Why are you in my echo chamber?
Why are you, as a straight white male, talking right now?" That's what they're like. "Why are you talking?" And then my buddy, Shelby Delon's brother, Cody, he went on there and he was like, "Why are you guys talking to him? He's gay." He was just like making shit up. It was so funny, dude. Sorry, you guys are here. We talked about a bunch of stuff. I got dragged on Twitter yesterday. It was
a great day. I loved it.
It was hilarious. I ended up just leaving the conversation. So I was like, I'm talking like hundreds of fucking.
He's the most famous he's ever felt.
Yeah. I was like, what the? No, that's not true at all. I don't know if you've seen recently. I'll let you guys in on a little secret here. Kokomo Press has reached 541.2K people, 500,000 people in the last 7 days. It's pretty wild, and that's off of one stupid post. Okay,
whatever. You know.
Well, I saw a local page, and no shade at all, but I saw a local page post, and they were like, "Oh, we just had a client reach over 100,000 people this last week," and I'm like, we made a terrible joke and reached 500,000.
Couldn't be me, dude.
Couldn't be me with only 100K.
Losers.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to have you on, dude.
Did you talk to Justin?
Yes, I did.
He did my car, and he said he got like 5 people booked right after it happened.
He did tell me that. I think he said he booked more OT services, right? OT services. He like details cars.
Yeah.
Oh, he did an amazing thing with your car.
He did.
Like, tremendous.
If you've ever seen the inside of Courtney's car.
It was only bad because I went camping the weekend before.
She's blaming the camping. Like,
it was, the dirt on the seat was from a cooler that I put in there.
Twix inside there.
You had a Twix in there?
There wasn't Twixes. Those are French fries.
Okay, French fries.
I have a chocolate.
To be fair, if anybody has any kids, you know exactly how the car looks like every time.
My car is disgusting. It smelled like bologna. What happened was we went fishing and we were using like chicken as bait with like garlic and all the stuff on it. And my ex went with me and we got out of the car and he forgot the fucking chicken in the car. And I didn't know it was there. So I was driving around for like a week with like raw chicken.
I love that for you.
It was gross. It was so bad.
Imagine being like, "Officer, I swear to God, I didn't know it was there." And he's like, "You got garlic chicken back here. You're
problem is,
it's a week late."
But I can't smell, so I didn't know.
Yeah.
So everybody.
No, I have sinus issues.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like,
she got her nose removed.
I didn't know that.
She's Michael
smelled.
Jackson.
Hey
Stop it
off. It's beautiful. I have polyps in my nose, and they're like, it's not contagious.
That's not real.
I'm not contagious.
Polyps? What is that?
Contagious. They look like little tumors.
Like corn pops?
Kind of.
Cereal?
Yeah.
Didn't you have some surgery to remove them?
I've had them removed like 3 times.
They just keep coming back?
At my last surgery, the post-op appointment, they were back.
Oh, God.
Already.
They're
Yeah.
like, hey, remember when we evicted those polyps?
They're back.
They're squatters.
They're like all the way up in my sinuses up here and stuff too. That's why I sound like
That's your
this. And
forehead.
yeah, their sinuses are
Yeah,
up
they're
there, bro.
Yes. You ever get a headache and you're like, oh, right here, and it's like you're like rubbing right here?
No.
It's usually sinus. He's like, we don't have this.
I don't have
You
those.
do. I have pictures
I have pictures of you
Of my
with it.
sinuses?
of my sinuses. You have sinuses in your forehead.
That's my forehead.
Oh my god.
That's where its brain is, dude. What are you talking about? There's
sorry.
no forehead back
I
there.
have scar tissue back here from headbutting things.
Oh,
Not
okay.
sinuses.
He has no sinuses. It all moved down.
Just force them down.
It's in it behind his eyes now.
This is gonna be a great day. I'm
it's
super
gonna be fun.
hungover, but it's all right.
Yeah. Let's talk. We brought Miguel on to talk about a little bit about the Island Guardian TCG podcast that he just started. You guys are 3 episodes in. The
Yep.
first one was all about aviation. The pilot? Oh no, like a pilot at my
Pilot
bad.
episode,
I'm
yeah.
just kidding.
Yeah.
Be clutch, and then Team Terra. It was like another bad joke. Twitter's like, told ya, bitch.
Drag him again.
Drag him again, get him. No, it's awesome. I'm excited for you guys doing this. You told me you guys were starting it, and I was like, well, if you guys are doing this, let's fucking get on the podcast when you do it. And then you started. I was like, get on the podcast. Let's talk about it.
Bro, you've been hyping up for what?
I love
6
it.
months now?
Yeah. It's exciting.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
So it's you, Jeff, and what's the last guy's name?
Cameron.
I met them both at like one time.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, Cameron, Miguel. Yeah, and you guys get together and you guys recap your week, the recent week at your guys'
Locals.
tier 1, right?
Yep, Tier 1 Lafayette.
It's right across the street from North End Pub where I played last weekend, right? It's like
Yes.
right. Well, I say street, but like parking lot.
Parking lot, yeah.
Yeah. I saw it for the first time. I didn't even realize it was there, and I was like, hey, I think that's where they play.
That's exactly where I play.
Yeah, we have a tier 1 in town too now.
Not as cool.
It's not as
Travis,
cool.
you're cool. You're not that cool.
Yeah, not that cool. You're all right. You're all right. We go to AA Cards and Collectible in Kokomo.
We do.
Yeah.
That's
For
where I go
cardboard and
That's where
cardboard
you go?
accessories.
to play Pokemon. Yeah.
What do you do there?
I go there and play Pokemon.
Who's your favorite Pokemon?
Jigglypuff.
Name 5 Pokemon.
I can.
Show
Prove
them
it.
your backpack.
Don't talk
It's
about me about it.
If your backpack proves that you're a Pokemon fan, because you wouldn't spend $4,000 on a backpack. Look at that. Boom. I'm gonna move it over here.
Yo, she said,
on the microphone.
Jigglypuff. It's all right. We're just gonna
she
show
said
it.
Birkin? No. Jigglypuff?
Who needs Gucci when I can have chocolate?
I have to get a Jigglypuff tattoo.
Do you
It's
really?
gonna be with him mad.
Yeah.
He's gonna,
The marker
Is
or
it
no
a he?
marker?
Are you?
with the marker.
Is it gonna be a he? Is it gonna put a penis on it?
Yeah.
All right.
It's my non-binary Jigglypuff.
Chocolate.
You know how many people have walked up to me singing with this fucking backpack on? It makes me really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That sounds super creepy. What?
It is.
Randomly look.
They do. They do. Or I'll hear them walking by doing it, and I'm like, God damn it.
Last Halloween, it was like right around like we went to Meijer and it was like all the clearance afterwards. It was all done. It was like November or something, and we saw like this Jigglypuff outfit, and it was like perfectly fit Ryla, and it came with like a little like the Jigglypuff microphone
Yeah.
thing. So we were like, fuck it, let's buy it and give it to her. That little girl has worn the fuck out of that outfit in the last year.
I want one so bad.
She has a Pikachu, but she didn't have a Jigglypuff. Now
It's
she
between
loves it.
Jigglypuff and Snorlax. I like Snorlax too.
Yeah, I think that's like it makes sense. Those two they're both cute, but also like
They're all
cuddly.
mean.
Yeah.
And they're kind of mean.
You look like a Jigglypuff, and he looks more like a Snorlax. And I look
Aw.
like a Golem, like a little Gravel or something. I got no legs.
No, I won't give you Graveler, dude. That's kind of mean.
No, it makes sense. Like it's just like I'm just like a little stocky shit, like a little fat, little roly poly stocky shit. That's me.
You look like a Tangela.
There you go. I'll take that too. My hair's that crazy.
Yeah, dude. You can't look.
Tangela.
Look, I named 3 Pokemon already.
Damn, dude.
She
You
did,
named
actually.
3 whole Pokemon.
Yeah.
Well, can you
800
name-
and some.
Now name off 150. 100 in order.
No.
Pikachu.
I thought.
You're already off, dude.
Isn't Bulbasaur first?
Yep. If you did it from 1 to. She's like, I got that. Well, it depends. You ever seen the
I
joke?
know things.
You ever seen the joke? What was
I
it?
know
I'm
words.
I'm not a fake fan.
Who was
am.
which Pokemon was it? Was it there was a debate of like what they want to say. What's the first Pokemon? There's like a debate because the Pokemon number 1 is Bulbasaur. The
Yeah.
first drawn Pokemon wasn't that like Rhyhorn,
Right on.
Rhydon, and then there's like Arceus is technically the god first Pokemon, and then there's one other. So they always like it's
Isn't
any
it
of
me
this.
like the first original Pokemon
Yeah.
or whatever?
Yeah. It's like there's always a debate, but every time people come in, they're always talking about my Pokemon cards in here, and I'm like, this is the first podcast we can actually talk about Pokemon.
Yeah.
Man, you have a lot, dude. Like that Pokédex, I remember having as a kid.
Yeah, I've got a badge right by it. I know it's hard to see, but there's a Boulder badge up there from the original. It was the
I
first
have the same
badge.
one.
Hell yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. That's how you know you're OG, is if you have like the old. I got that from Books A Million.
What?
The
That little badge.
The little badge.
Where's the?
I had the first 16 badges.
Really?
This guy that used to come to league with us at the sports bench, he was like, he loved my badges, but he was like a mentally handicapped guy, and he was an older guy, and he brought his kids in, and he was just a sweet guy, and he'd be like, hey, can I see your badges? And I'm like, yeah, and I'd show him, he'd be like, I love these badges, and he passed away. So me being a kid, I was like, I want to give it to him, you know, because they were putting stuff in his like casket, you know, things he loved.
Yeah.
So I put all my badges there, and then like maybe like a couple years later, I was like, fucking shouldn't have done that.
What's he gonna do with them?
Yeah, I was thinking back on it now, like it was like a kid's thing. Like I was
Right.
like, oh, you know, I want him to. He loved these so much, you know.
Bro, I get it, dude. When one of my best friends from high school, elementary, really, he died. Yeah, that
Heartbreaker, yeah.
Well, he's actually the origin of the Hispanic name.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, yeah, longtime friend. His whole family, I love them all.
Where'd you go to school at?
Pioneer. up
Pioneer.
north?
Yeah, that's pretty pioneer. Like, you grew up on a farm, right?
Yes, unfortunately.
Dude, every time I see I'm not trying to deviate from your buddy, but your
Okay,
buddy
fine.
passed away, and
Oh well, yeah, he died. Years ago he had a Charizard, like a basic Charizard. He traded me because he had two. I don't know what I gave him, probably nothing, because I had nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Well, I kept that card forever.
Yeah.
And right before like everything skyrocketed, he passed away. I was like, it's only fair that you get back the card you gave me.
Yeah.
And like you said, looking back now, I was like, bro, that card's like a couple $100. Like, and they cremated it with him.
Listen, man.
But
He
Tommy,
already had
it's cool.
Yeah.
one.
he
Why'd
had
you have to give him
bro.
one?
Yeah, give him a
I just felt like I didn't need it.
I get it completely. You get in your emotions and you tie a person to something and you're like, I want this to go with you. If you're going,
Yeah.
I want you to go. And to me, it was like that guy used to come in every weekend and like want to see my badges, and he loved them so much. And they didn't do badges anymore at this. We were into Kanto Johto. What's the Senna? No, what's
Hoenn.
Hoenn. We got into Hoenn.
Did
We're
you?
grown men. We are adults talking about Pokemon.
Sorry, I said Hoenn, and I was just thinking like, yeah, that was like that
I'm
was later
also
on.
into Hoenn.
I'm also into.
We know, Courtney. We know. Don't worry.
How dare you? No, as soon as I said that, I'm like, where's the joke? Obviously, no. But when Hoenn came out, they stopped doing physical badges like that.
Yeah.
So, like, he couldn't even get any badges. So I was showing him all mine. And it just, like, in my head, I was like, this makes sense. But now I'm like, man, I wish I still had my badges sometimes. Because they're like little pins.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
you know what I still wish I had? My fucking Pokemon. I had the Pikachu Game Boy
Yeah. that's
with the
pretty cool.
bag.
Yeah.
I had a Pikachu Pokemon bag,
Yeah.
and then it had like all of the little accessories that go on the Game Boy.
Yeah.
Like
Your
the
parents loved
magnifying
you.
Yeah, I
glass
can
and
tell.
the little light
She doesn't
and the
realize how-
extender button things.
It's like, my dad worked at a big factory in Kokomo. Not specific one. That's what you can tell. Not
Wait.
specific one. How many is there?
Sorry,
We're all factory workers.
well,
here.
I'm
We all
sorry. I
get
had
it.
a dad.
Yeah.
We all work in factory cars.
Yeah.
Not
Different
anymore.
ones. What?
Not anymore.
Yeah, you moved into planes, right?
Yeah, dude.
That's pretty badass. I don't know. I don't want to give up too much because I don't know. You know, I hate when it's like I don't speak for my employer. You know what I mean? I don't want that or anything. But I know you're. Are you allowed to speak for them? Can you make all their decisions for them?
I can try. We can find out. We can find out if I'm unemployed in about 24 hours.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll say all the things they're not allowed to say, and then we'll be like, oh yeah, by the way, I work here.
Just beep it out.
Yeah, I always try to keep it. I'm like trying to keep my employer on the DL.
I
but
think everybody knows your employer.
I know
At this point.
but I don't speak for
Chuck E.
them.
Cheese's.
I wore my cool Pokemon Go shirt though.
That's actually really cool. That's from last year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Go Pest?
Yeah.
Have you seen this year's? It's pretty.
Yeah, I haven't seen this year's. Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
What color is it?
I think it's like the galaxy looking one.
Oh shit!
It's kind of fire.
I need a Galaxy one. I got the last 2 years. I didn't buy the one this year because I just didn't participate.
I think they just started it.
The new one? Mm-hmm. Go Fest number 300.
Yeah.
I went to the. Did you ever go to a Go Fest?
Do people go?
I went.
Do you
I think
still
last
play?
Year, yeah.
Sometimes. You went last year to Go Fest? Where was that?
I think that was like because it's still COVID. They're like worldwide, whatever. Like
Oh,
the
yeah.
day was Go Fest.
I
You
went
paid
to
$5 for the event.
I went to
ticket.
the one they did in Chicago. At
Really?
Grant, is it Grant Park?
Yeah.
They did like a big one, and you had to like pay money, and like me and my ex actually went together and spent the whole day catching Pokemon cards, Pokemon. But you could only do. They didn't. The only thing they fucked up, and I really felt like it was the dumbest thing they could have done ever. Is you can only make one international trade, like one
Per day, whatever.
Yeah, like big trade.
I have a Mr.
They
Mime.
needed to suspend that, huh?
I have a Mr. Mime.
Me too.
Do you?
I've completed Johto, Kanto, Hoenn. I think that's the farthest I've got.
All right, cool, dude. Hats off.
I know, right? Well, I did have to meet up with a bunch of people to do it, you know. Getting that Heracross was a bitch. And Heracross isn't even that hard. It's like Florida, right?
Something like that, I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah, because like there's regional.
They're regional for sure.
They're regional. It's like weird shit. But like the Heracross specifically in Pokemon Go was like really important because of the typing advantage. Like it was beating the shit out of type. T-Tars were so big for a minute there.
Yeah, they still are.
Yeah, and it was like the only way you could beat them was to have like a Heracross. So like Heracross was like top notch. It didn't even need to be a good Heracross. It just needed to be one because of the bug/rock typing. Fighting? Is it bug fighting? That's what it is. Yeah. I was thinking rock. Why am I thinking rock? Oh, because I'm Tyranitar's rock fighting, right? Or dark rock. Dark rock. It's been a minute, dude. It's been a minute, dude. I need to fuck around with some Pokemon cards. It's been a while since I went and played.
I know. I'm trying to beat your ass, but you never show up anymore.
I know, man.
I mean, I don't go either, but
yeah. It's hard to fucking find time to play, especially when like my band's getting shows. We're doing comedy shows. We've got I got another band show next week.
Where at?
Peru.
I'm not going that far.
Peru, I don't blame you. Peru is like
I'll support you on Twitter, buddy.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I appreciate you. Just go in there and just say a bunch of like really mean words.
I don't get it, dude. I don't get how you don't have a good following on Twitter.
I know. It's just not for
nobody
me.
our
I'm
age
old.
gets on Twitter.
That's it. That's really it.
Be cool. Be cool.
You're younger than we are.
younger
You're
than
like,
us.
what, 26?
28.
28?
Yeah.
Okay, you're the same age as Shelby. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm 35, dude, this year.
What?
I'll be 35 this year.
Shut up.
I swear to God. It's crazy, right? I'm old.
I'm 33.
She's 33. She'll be 34 in October. Yeah, we're old people.
I feel uncomfortable, guys.
Yeah. Welcome to 70 years in this room.
I'll be honest, dude. This morning I felt 40 so bad.
You're like I gotta start slowing down on drinking the old Licora. Like if I drink a little bit too much one day, I'm done for a couple. At 35.
Dude,
I haven't drank in the past 2 weeks. I'm pretty excited about it.
That's a W there.
Good. Hey guys.
And I've been at a bar.
Hey guys, you can cancel the intervention in there. We were
just playing. Be cool. Be cool.
Be cool. Be cool. Be cool. Take the banner down. Be cool. Be cool.
Okay, I lied. I had one drink.
All right, never put it
At
back
your
up.
last
Put it
show.
back up. Put it back up. Put the
False flag.
But that was good. I only had one.
Sorry,
what was the drink? What did you have?
What did you
I
have?
had a Captain and Coke.
Captain and Coke.
Ooh, all right.
All right. All right.
It was just one.
All right.
And then we left, so it was good.
Yeah, where was it at?
When we went to your show at the...
Oh, you only had one there? Okay. Then we had IHOP. That was pretty lit.
Yeah.
Did you guys eat? How was your guys' experience at IHOP?
It was okay.
It was only good. Okay, I thought...
I can't eat
I
that
hate that
much.
place.
You hate it? The one in Lafayette?
Yeah,
Why?
it's always so slow.
Is it slow?
The one in Kokomo sucks.
I think that's your issue. Go to the one in Kokomo and you'll be like, man, the one in Lafayette's
I
amazing.
love the one in Kokomo.
The one in Kokomo.
Really?
We would
Every
go
time I
there.
go there, it sucks.
Yeah, I know.
And the,
Oh, yeah,
and the
it
cooks
does
and the
suck.
servers are all fighting. And
It's the greatest show in the world. Dinner in a show.
Well, they just reopened the Steak and Shake on the South Steak and Shake, and I'm excited about that because
24 hours?
24 hours again. At
the
least
hospital?
for what?
By the hospital?
Yeah, the best one.
Is the other one 24 hours too?
No, the other one they like shut the lobby down. They're like, listen, we're not doing nothing.
So we got one guy cooking,
We got one guy
ordering,
cooking.
we
So we,
ain't
can go
cleaning.
so we can go back to going to Steak and Shake instead of IHOP?
Yeah, we're hanging on by a thread. I don't know. I like breakfast at like.
I don't
3 a.m.
eat breakfast. I don't like breakfast foods.
I don't either. It's overhyped.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Breakfast for dinner is absolutely an atrocity.
What?
Yeah.
What's going on right now? Sorry,
I also, hot take, I hate bacon. Overhyped.
Bacon's okay on occasion.
Nope.
I don't ever crave bacon.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Can I just point out that imagine growing up on a farm and being like eggs, bacon, milk, fucking sausage. No thanks.
Yeah.
What kind of farm is it?
I don't
What kind of
have
farm
to
is it?
imagine. I loved it.
I know. What kind of farm?
It's a little homestead. A little bit of everything. We have
Yeah.
like cows, chickens, ducks, goats, lambs. We got
Bro,
horses, ponies.
It's so cool. Like we live so close to all that, and I like have no experience with any of it. To me,
You're
it's
not
like,
missing a lot.
Not missing a lot.
Do you like getting dirty?
Yeah.
Oh, you're missing a lot.
Okay, cool. I like getting dirty. Hear that, babe? I'm just kidding. Well, I did want to talk a little
She's
bit.
going to come in here and say,
alright.
he don't even mow the lawn.
I did want to talk a little bit about this right here. What you guys think about this?
Take me down to Holland City, where girls are goth. Puck-sized titties, or however it goes. I feel like that dude kind of reminds me of Simon.
He looks to me like he's on heroin. But he looks like a guy on heroin that's like, yeah, I
hate these memes so much. I hate them so much.
But I mean, it's like, the thing for me is like, this is like our introduction into like Halloween season. It's like fall season. Yeah. It's starting we're getting ramped up. You know what I mean? So like, this is my...
The spooky girls are coming out.
It's spoopy. It's spoopy time.
I hate it. Yeah. If you're going to be spooky, do it all year.
Easy.
I'm excited about one of these.
I'm really aggressive about it.
I can tell. God damn.
What do you guys think about this? Can you tell which candy is in marijuana edible? I love this every year. There's like that big...
I'm really excited about getting weed in my trick-or-treat bags.
Every year, every year it's like this huge... big scare where everybody's like, we're gonna end up...
Who the fuck's giving away their drugs?
Yeah, nobody's giving away drugs.
Bro, I have tried hard. Well, actually, no. This morning, that was pretty easy. But as a kid, no one gave you drugs.
Nobody gives you drugs. And if you do, as an adult, they ask you. They're like, hey, do you want some drugs? And you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that it was going to be a lot worse with people giving me drugs.
I thought life would be a lot cooler. It wasn't.
It was not.
I had to pay so much money.
I have to pay rent, and then I have to pay lights.
I don't actually.
Pay drugs.
I turn my fast button to so much coke, like it's ridiculous.
Flip that shit. Flip.
For myself, it wasn't good.
Speaking of people doing drugs, what do you guys think about this?
I've seen this.
This person's just shaving.
Wait, hold up.
Yeah, I'll play it again for you.
That dude is eating the best Guac 3000 if he's doing that on the subway.
To me, I don't understand why anybody would be like, I think it's a chick. Yeah. Oh, you never know. But this person is just shaving the whole cooter. I know, she's got some legs on her.
Jesus, is she a sprinter?
Yeah, she was, I mean, obviously she's trying to be aerodynamic. She's like, I'm a sprinter, I gotta shave this pussy hair. She's getting ready to hit a 5K, and she's like, I gotta win this bitch. It's the only way I'm winning back the love of my life.
She's probably a swimmer.
Yeah, she's swimming. She's just swimming around.
Yeah. You gotta be aerodynamic with no hair.
It's so awful, dude. I just can't imagine. It's been like such a weird week for like politics. I know we're not a huge politics podcast, but did you guys take a glimpse at this and see all this weird shit that happened this week with Biden?
Recap on this.
I need you to explain it because I've seen all the memes, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, this feels like Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah, it's exact. It feels. I think that's what it was. All optics. Like it's like him, and he's like everything's surrounded in this like blood red, and then you see
very
the Marines.
Nazi.
It's just the imagery in and of itself, and I just feel like the right wing was like, yes.
Remember the hype of like years ago when Barack Obama wore that tan suit?
Oh yeah.
This is the tan suit of this generation.
Yeah, except for this is a little scarier than I fucking.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right.
I wanted to post it so many times and be like, old man yells at country instead of old man yells at cloud, like that old. Courtney's trying to get
my feet are on the podcast now.
Courtney's trying to get the feet fetish people involved in the podcast.
You want pictures? You just gotta tell me. Oh my god.
What'd you do?
I lifted up my leg.
Are you wearing anything?
No.
Oh god.
Wild woman up here.
I guess I gotta. What time are we at right now? 23 minutes. I gotta do a mark out.
It's been how long? And I've already showed my crotch.
Yeah, it's like
let's go.
20 minutes in. I guess we're gonna finally get those subscribers we've been asking for. Did you guys hear about this lady this week? They popped this up.
Yes.
This lady.
I knew this one.
They had this lady. The photo that the city of Kokomo posted was like so pixelated, and I found like a good one. It was like 2 seconds. Like you guys are so ate up. But this lady apparently, she's from Miami. She posed with Big Ben because to prove that he existed, because a bunch of Kokomo, like during World War II, Kokomo like service members were like, we got this gigantic bowl, and she sends this where she's half naked, and then apparently she was the talk of World War II.
Her picture was getting passed around.
Yeah, people are like, Hitler? Who's Hitler? I want to see this woman from Miami County, Indiana.
So my family are one of the people that killed him.
You killed the bull?
What?
Yeah.
Oh no, my grandma told me that when I was like 7.
Your grandma will be lying. Your grandma will be lying to us. Blanche, don't lie. Quit lying. Her name's Blanche, yeah. Yeah, her grandma's Blanche. Yeah, she's always coughing.
sorry.
She's coughing, dude. Anyway, we've got this one, and then they did like a picture of her throughout the years. Like, obviously, this is a few years later.
I like the
Did she grow?
Yeah, this was actually 3 years later. The World War II was rough on her. It was really
It was
hard
all those
on her.
dudes.
It was the dudes, yeah. She got ran through. I'm just kidding. And then this is her a couple years later, and apparently her eyesight got a little worse.
Ooh.
And then
And she shrunk.
Then they posted this one. This is the most recent one.
Oh, man.
And believe it or not, I was actually able to go into the future and get this one over.
God damn it.
Oh, buddy. I wasn't ready for that one.
I knew you guys wouldn't be.
I can't stand you.
I love this. This is fun.
Here she is. She's just like, hey guys, I'm still here. I swear to God. I'm sorry, dude. This lady's probably sweet as fuck, and I'm such an asshole. But to me, it was just like, it was a perfect opportunity because she's like, boom, 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 boom.
It's
She's
not
like,
funny if you explain the joke.
boom. No, it's even funnier.
Hey, no one's clapping, dude?
Nobody's clapping again. Twitter's like, see, we said you weren't funny. The only time something's funny is if people clap for it. Apparently, I don't know, dude. I'm just like, did you guys see the God damn it!
I hate you so much.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. Did you guys see this? Like this, the Indiana thing. This popped up the other day. Football's back, baby. Football's back. I'm like, I had to throw the Indiana, even though it's not Indiana because it's all misspelled, the jersey. It's from last year, and some kids dressed up and put those letters, and then people were like, oh, people in Indiana can't spell. I was like, or you're not getting the joke. But I know you live, in Purdue country, so.
Bro, it's an uphill battle every day. I swear to God. My instructor, professor, he's a big Purdue fan.
Is he?
His family went to Purdue. He went to Purdue. His wife went to Purdue.
Where we work, it's like a lot of Purdue because it's engineering and stuff, and so you get a lot of Purdue people in there. And I'm always like, get out of here. Sorry, my reel is really. The funny thing was about that whole Twitter thing and people saying I'm not funny. It's like my reel on Instagram is blowing up. Like all 3 of my reels, it's like all day all I'm doing is getting people hearting my reel. So actually, I found the only place that likes my comedy, and it's Instagram. It's all old people like us.
Like us.
Like me and her.
Yeah.
Old 30-year-old.
We're old.
He's like, not me,
30s.
man. Not me.
I dipped my toe in. I'm not there all the
Bro,
way.
I'm not that old. I'm not even 30 yet.
I only have 2
I don't look like I'm 30.
He's like, I woke up with a hangover today that made it tell me I'm almost 30.
Bro, my bones hurt. That's how bad it feels. Like,
Yeah, you're telling me. What about this lady? Her bones are. I'm just kidding. Bring her back
Don't
up.
do it. Don't
I
fucking
really
do
like
it.
the Animorphs, like a slow transition to life.
It's like transitioning the Animorphs. That's hilarious. Did you ever read those books?
No,
Yeah.
didn't
I
read.
loved reading them. So when I was in 5th grade, they instituted this. I guess apparently there were some literacy issues, probably something to do with Bush, but they instituted. Because remember, Laura Bush was really serious about reading,
Yeah.
and we all are. But anyway, they instituted this thing at where I went at Elwood Haynes. They were like, hey, before recess, 15 minutes silent reading. You have to
Oh,
sit
dude, I
here.
hated that.
The worst. And so I was like, I don't want to read
Before
it.
recess?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they're like, hey,
Why?
between lunch and recess, they're like, the energy you have from lunch going into recess, they're like, we're gonna shut that shit
That's
down.
dumb.
We're
That
gonna
is
put
the
you in a
worst
room."
time.
Silent reading. You couldn't talk to anybody, so you're just sitting there, and everybody's like, they're like, if you talk, you're in trouble. And it was like a weird.
You would
power
miss your
thing.
recess.
Yeah, they're like, it fucking sucked. And then, so I would always read the Animorphs because it was the only thing I could like wrap my head around in that moment. I was like,
I read Goosebumps because I'm creepy for life.
yeah, I did. I love Goosebumps was the shit too.
I'm
No,
a giant pussy.
no, you
I'm
know,
the big dude. You
Dude.
can't punch a ghost. I don't fuck with ghosts. Give me vampires. Give me like
she loves
dummies.
ghosts. She's obsessed with ghosts.
I can't
so.
do it. Sorry. Take your
If
demon
you
shit
can't tell,
elsewhere.
look at her skin complexion. That's how fucked up with ghost shit.
I'm not.
Just kidding. That's why she likes spooky times, because she's like, she relates to them.
You are lighter than me.
I'm not. I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure I walked in here the other day and you're like, why are you so tan?
Yeah, that was probably like 6 months ago, bro.
You gaslighting her right now?
Gaslight. Gaslight's not real. You're just crazy. I haven't worn that shirt.
Yeah, no, dude. I want one of those shirts, to be honest.
Shelby killed it. Dude.
I told Shelby, I was like, that's the fucking most perfect shirt for him ever.
How dare you? So fucked up. You guys are so mean to me. I wanted to ask you guys about this though. Hold on. Where's it at? No, that's not it. Where's
No
it
one
at?
up there?
This one. Yep, this is the one. What do you think about this? Bank of America announces 0 down payment, 0 closing cost
that real?
mortgages for Black and Hispanic first home buyers. first-time home buyers.
That's not the one I read.
This is actually, I don't even know who came. I think this is motherfucker.
It looks like Twitter.
I thought Bank of America did it for everybody.
No, it's just for Black and Hispanic first-time home buyers.
About fucking time.
I don't
Yeah,
think
so
so.
I was like,
About fucking time.
have you bought a house yet?
Yeah.
You have?
Like 3 or 4.
You got 3 or 4 houses?
Yeah.
What are you buying them for? Who are you buying them for?
Retail.
Retail? You resell them?
Oh, we rent them out.
That's baller, dude.
When I was like
Hey,
25.
Courtney. Why are you on your phone?
I'm trying to find the post that I sent to Jenny about this.
She's fucking with the audio right now. Did you send it to Jenny? Yeah, she can't really benefit from that at all.
I didn't say it. Didn't say Black or Hispanic on the
it
one I
just said-
sent her.
Did you guys see this though? How about this? Here's one. Thousands of XL customers in Colorado tried adjusting their thermostats Tuesday, and they learned they had no control over temperature. So apparently, it's like Duke Energy deciding, like, hey, by the way, you can't change the temperature in your house. We're deciding what the temperature in your house
What?
is. Yeah. Apparently, they've got a new system set up where they can lock you out of your of controlling your thermostat.
I'll be honest. I was reading this off your laptop.
Yeah.
I know it says XO. I just read incels.
Oh, incels.
Those are Intel customers.
Incel customers. They try to adjust. They're like, hey, you know what? It's been hot enough there. Obviously you're not letting it get hot enough.
Yeah, no.
Kind of like our place of employment where the temperature is being controlled by people in California.
Yeah, it's
Wait,
kind of
what?
weird. Yeah. There's certain places like are controlling the temperatures. I heard about that, and then with California, they were like having an issue where they're like telling people, oh, you can't charge your. Well, they just came out with a bill that said they're no longer allowing the sale of anything other than like any gas powered vehicles, and then they're also like, oh, by the way, please don't charge your electric vehicles because the it's too much on the system.
What?
Yeah, California. It just
Did you
can't.
see that shit?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to explain it. I'm like, I didn't even have a graphic for it. If I had a graphic for it, it would make a little more sense. But I always try to bring the graphics with them. But like, apparently, it's just they're like, nope, we're not selling. You cannot buy or sell gas powered vehicles in this state after like
At all?
2035. I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're like no more.
I think you meant like now, because like there's still a lot of people that are like lower income that can't afford
Yeah.
even normal income.
Well, they're
Can't
giving
afford a
they're
gap
giving
of-
$1,000 tax break a year to anybody who doesn't own a car too. They're like, if you don't own a car and you just ride like public transportation or taxis or
I don't
Ubers,
see. We live in like a smaller town. I don't see
doesn't
how
aff-
that's possible.
Not here, it wouldn't. But I mean, we do have a trolley system.
Yeah, but you know the people that ride those.
It's a
I'd
knife
probably
fight to
get
get on there. I
stabbed.
guess I'd have a knife fight.
I don't want to get stabbed.
I'd love to get stabbed.
We rode it one time.
Where'd you get stabbed at?
My hand.
You got stabbed in your hand or on?
Right there, man.
Did it go through?
Yeah, a little bit.
By somebody else.
It was by David Blaine. He put the pick with the ice pick. Have you seen that?
Chris Angel. Mind freak.
Mind freak.
I've been stabbed with a pencil and I still have marks in my leg.
Yeah.
In your leg?
Yeah, there's like the lead mark still in my leg.
Whoa.
It's not the kind of podcast.
Okay, sorry.
Was it No Jumper or whatever?
Yeah. What's that?
With Adam 22?
I don't know that. I don't know what that is. No
They
jump?
basically they have a podcast where like they talk with somebody, normally like a porn star, then they fuck afterwards.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
For real?
No, this is not that podcast.
This is not that podcast?
No.
No. This is definitely not that podcast. It's a Kokomo
That's what I'm
Press.
saying. Like, be cool.
I'm sorry.
Cool.
I wasn't going that far.
That actually seems a pretty logical jump for the podcast. Like, hey guys, I mean, I don't understand how like logistically, like you're at work and you're like, hey, yeah, just listen to this whole podcast. Oh, they're getting to the good part. Let me pause it, and then they go to the bathroom and they finish.
I mean, you can use your Patreon then. Like, oh, cool.
Yeah. You have to go. There's a paywall in order to get to the jizz. That's awful.
If you're listening, all you can hear is all you do is hear like spaghetti noises. Macaroni and cheese.
Macaroni.
Like, man, I'm at work or in the car.
Speaking, I do have this graphic for something that's happening currently in California. Los Angeles voters have put on their bill, like Los Angeles voters will decide on a proposal in 2024 on whether hotels will have to offer vacant rooms to homeless people.
Aren't they the same place putting spikes on like the?
No, I don't think
overpasses?
LA is at the point right now where like they have entire like homeless cities inside the like it's
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
It's like camping all the time.
Yeah, it's just like always camping.
You don't gotta work.
It's always camping in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
It's the Mexican me. I cannot do that.
No, camping?
No, just being a bum, dude.
No, it is rough. I think most of the people that are probably homeless, I'd say most, probably have some type of mental illness, and there's just no system in place And then, like, I've seen personally through, like, a family member of mine, like, my little brother, like, he's schizophrenic, and he would rather live on the streets than live in a house because he understands that. It's like that's more comfortable for him. It's kind of weird.
I get that. It's just, I don't like this idea of Los Angeles, like, doing that, because you're creating a system of weak people.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything.
You're incentivizing not doing anything.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's the same thing as always. It's like any type of system that says, "Hey, you don't have to do anything, and you can just live." People will.
So if I go there and I'm like, "Hey, I'm homeless. Do I get a free hotel room?"
That's what it's. I mean, that's what they're putting on the. Well, here's the thing about California. Anytime they put something up for vote, they always find out that they're so fucking. They're way more liberal than what their people are.
Yeah.
There's no plausible way to do it. Like.
Yeah. Do you guys remember that? What was it? Prop 12 or whatever the hell it was they had. I don't remember the name. Yeah, when they had that, what is it called? Was it Prop 12? I don't remember the name of the prop.
Looking from McGregor,
but they were trying to like legalize gay marriage in California when Obama was running for the second time, and they put it on the ballot, and then the people voted not to legalize gay marriage, and they're like, "Wait a minute, we thought this was going to pass easily."
Right.
And then the judge overruled it, so it ended up not mattering. But it was like they're like, "We're going to let the people decide. The people will know." And one of the things that I read like about it was like Obama brought out more minorities to vote for him than ever, and they're like, but the thing is, like, a lot of the Hispanic population are Catholic, and they're like, we're not really with that shit. So they're like, the minorities were more likely to vote anti-gay marriage at the time.
That's what most people don't understand. Like, most Hispanic, especially the males, are super right wing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's a culture, like, Hispanic culture is very mucho macho. It's very, like...
I don't need you. I don't need the government. I don't need you. Somebody take care of me. I'll do whatever I need to take care of my family.
That makes so much sense.
So be like, yo, minorities, go vote for this, and you're like realizing, oh,
we need the Hispanic vote. Good luck. Good luck. I mean, Trump got more than it was funny because they were like talking about that whole build the wall thing, and they were like, Trump had more of the Hispanic vote than any Republican ever. And it's because nobody, they were like basically like nobody wanted to build the wall more than Hispanics. Like, nah, y'all stay there. We got this. Now we got this already. It's like once you get over here, you're like, I'm cool. But I mean, a lot of the Hispanic people nowadays in America, they were born here. You know, they're born in America, in the United States. I guess it's both Latin America. It's all America on this side of the on this side of the world.
Is it?
North America, South America, Central America, Antarctica, America.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, I feel geology, but that sounds right.
Can we do Europe, America? Can we just add America? Let's add America.
Everywhere
Europe
is
needs
America.
a little democracy right now.
They need something over there. There's a lot of crazy shit happening, apparently. It could be worse, though. It could be what's going on in Mississippi right now. Did you guys hear about this shit?
What's going on there?
I love that you have so many topics.
Dude, I do have so many topics today because, like, I feel like this week, there's so much news, like that shit down in, like, Mississippi right now. Like, they don't even have, like, clean water.
I heard about this, and, like, the governor or whatever, the mayor or whatever, maybe he's like, oh, yeah, we'll get to it eventually. Yeah. But they're not voting for me, so...
Yeah, like, I don't care. Yeah, like, so, like, the governors are... Okay, so the story there is the governor is Republican. Yeah. And the city, Jackson, Mississippi, is, like, a huge Democrat-run city. And they're having infrastructure issues. And they're like, oh, it's kind of, like, very similar to what happened with Katrina and the levees in New Orleans, where it's, like, the first line of defense for that, the people who were actually supposed to keep that together is like the mayor in the city of New Orleans is supposed to make sure the levees are good. Yeah. Okay. Then the next thing that happens is you get the state, and then the next thing you happen is you get, the federal government. And there's rules as far as like who gets to respond first. And like the federal government doesn't have the right to just come in and be like, oh, we're going to control all this. And that's what everybody kind of wants is like the federal government to be like, hey, by the way, we're just going to come in and fix this. But the federal government has to wait for the state, and the state has to wait for the city. So it's like a whole thing. And that's what you're talking about is the governor's like I'm not going to fucking come in and take over. This is their problem. Yeah. And then the very next thing that I have here. So this is the state has spent $70 million in federal welfare funds went to Brett Favre to speeches he never even made.
What?
Yeah, so this is like there's so much gross negligence that it's like, yeah, the federal government should probably step in and protect the citizens, but the problem is like there's no consequences for the state and the city level. If the federal government just comes in and decides we're going to spend the whole nation's taxpayers' money for a state that's spending money on like Brett Favre coming and
doing nothing.
Doing nothing. He didn't even show up. You know who Brett Favre is, right?
The football player?
Yeah.
But why did it say volleyball and sports and wrestler?
Well, I think that has to do with like it said the state auditor says $70 million in federal welfare funds went to Favre, a volleyball complex, and a former pro wrestler.
Okay, those are other things.
Rock, Mississippi. Yeah. So I guess it's 3 things, but it's just funny that like Brett Favre got implicated on what's. I think he's from Mississippi though. Didn't he go to like Mississippi State and shit? That's probably why. I know he played in Green Bay, but I think he might be from Mississippi. So they're like, please come give talks, and he's like, give me the money, I'll see what
and then he never goes.
Then he never goes, and then they didn't fix
Kanye energy out there, dude. I love that.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I'll be there. He never shows up.
Well, you know, he's doing a lot right now.
Oh, bro, my boy. I love Kanye.
This is the funny shit. It says we are going to open a Yeezy stores worldwide, starting in Atlanta. What would be the best opening? He's like literally appealing to social media, like, hey guys, how do I open a store in Atlanta right now? And he's signed with Adidas and the Gap, but they said they won't build permanent stores. So he's like, I'm going to do this. And then all this happened. This was the first thing I saw, and I was like, that's pretty crazy. And he's like, I'm working with 2 chains to make this happen. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then, of course, the biggest story ever. He posts this on...
That was real.
That's real.
I saw it earlier in like a meme. I didn't know it was real, though.
Yeah, it's like,
my boy be wild.
Was there the screenshot of him talking too?
That one. Bitch, I know you texting this from the toilet.
Dude, guess why Kanye's the GOAT, dude.
That's not real.
It's hilarious.
That's 100%
It's true.
real.
Bitch, I
Oh
know.
my god.
Well, he was like, I don't have a lot of screenshots from that, but he was like basically arguing with her over where her kids are going to school because he wants them to go to the Donda Academy, which is his own school.
Yeah.
And she wants him to go to like
Why does he have a school?
some Sierra Canyon. Yeah, Kanye's a billionaire. It's kind
Oh
of
my
like,
god. I thought he was in debt.
I mean,
No, that was
billionaires
old
are
Kanye.
always in debt.
Oh, okay.
You know, to be a billionaire, it's not like you have $1 billion. It's like assets. You own $1 billion.
Okay.
You could lose it real quick.
Yeah. That's why like you'll see like they'll be like Musk is officially the richest man. Oh no, he's not. Because like something happened, the stock tanked a little bit, and it's like that quick, and it's like the weirdest shit ever. But like that's what always makes me laugh. And they're like, oh yeah, you're a billionaire, and you're not fixing everything, and you think you can just walk around with $1 billion, and I'm like, they're not really doing that. It's like
Yeah.
Really don't have
companies.
$1 billion, like.
It's not $1 billion. It's their valuation is at $1 billion. So it's like, it's the weirdest shit ever. But you know, people don't really understand economics, and neither do I. I don't want anything to do with economics, to be honest with you. Not really down. I got so many random things on here. I'm like, what should we talk about next? Let's see. That we already did that one. We did that one. We did that one. We did that one. We did that. How about this one? Let's get this. Okay, so they always say that women like men that have dad bods. Well, this was they did a recent study on like, I think it was like 100,000 women or 1,000 women, and they showed them pictures of different bodies, and they did a pie chart of like, okay, like what's the body that you are attracted to? What's your main body you're attracted to? And as you can see, the only one that I would even consider like the dad bod would be like 2, 6, 8, maybe.
Yeah.
And then you've got like the big bod there at number 10. But as you can see, like the majority of women, when they say they want a dad bod, they really don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what dad bod is.
I feel it's a little skewed. Where
Think
was
it's
that?
skewed?
Where was that at? Taking that.
Listen, this is done at Twitter University.
All right, cool. So it's all made up.
It's all made up.
Nothing's real on Twitter,
I want to
guys.
know who was voting and
No, I
where
didn't-
this vote was.
No, I was reading a whole study on it, and then I just say this part of it. I didn't say the rest. I'd have to pull it up. But this was like, they had the pie graph, the full pie graph, and then they had this one. I was like, this is probably the better graphic to have of the two, because it shows the
visual.
bodies. And like, obviously, like the women don't, like if you can see, like probably the smallest sliver. Yeah, the smallest sliver is 5, and you see how built that
3?
dude is. No, 5. No, the smallest sliver.
Okay.
See, it's like 0.2% like that. Like most women don't want a guy that's jacked.
No, because that comes with like, if that dude has a lifestyle with that,
Yeah.
you're gonna follow with. And
Yeah,
no
you're gonna be
offense,
like, no thanks.
No one wants to do that.
Yeah,
That's
like-
dedication and commitment.
And it's like, hey, did you meal plan? Did you meal prep this week? And it's like, no one
I
wants
think
to
it's
do
all the
that.
steroids.
Yeah,
It makes you smaller.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you you can see the list of guys here. Which one of these is your go-to? Because I already know that number 10, you're like, no thanks. Don't lie.
Probably 8.
8. Okay, that makes sense. So like, you like a guy that's got like boobs,
Yeah.
but also a little belly.
Yeah.
So you're like, you don't want him to be built at all.
I mean, I don't care, honestly. I'm not picky about body types.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, you're a little bit picky.
I
You are.
mean, when it comes to like the logistics of it,
Sloppy.
yes.
You just don't want sloppy.
Yeah.
That's your thing. she's like, I've lost all this weight, and then like what happens is she loses all this weight, and then she gets hit on by a bunch of like big guys. And
No,
she's
that's
like,
not it at all.
You didn't say that. You said you were.
I just said
we had this conversation.
No, like logistically, I am a very small person. I can't do anything with a very large man.
Yeah. That makes sense. But you've also lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And it's like you did get hit up a lot by like gigantic dudes, like big dudes, and you're like, it's not really my.
It's because I'm not attracted to bigger men like that, because I can't do anything with them because I'm so small.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like I'm not like.
It has
judging
nothing to do with the way I look.
No, a little bit, right? Because if you just said that because you're small, that's.
I mean, like, I'm short.
Yeah.
And like my legs are short, and I can't sleep with a big dude because I'm too little. They will kill me.
I'm just trying to figure out what's going on right now.
Like, stop.
I try to call her out, and she's like, I can't do it. I can't. She's not able to do the call out right now.
You can't call
I'm
me
a
out.
short person.
It's a thing that I always joke with her about, because like she was a big girl, but she doesn't like big guys, and I get it because she's small. But it's funny because it's like at the time, like a guy would have had like a big girl to be with you, but you don't like big guys, so like who's gonna get with big guys? Big girls don't like big guys. Small girls don't like big guys. Nobody likes big guys, you know.
Somebody likes big guys. It's not me.
That's true. There's somebody out there.
There's somebody out there.
But there's also a reason why there's a lot of incels out there right now. And, you know, and
Talking about Twitter a lot today, and they are all
I'm
on
not
Twitter.
trying to body shame anybody.
No.
There are attractive big men.
Yeah.
I just logistically couldn't be with them.
Yeah. I'm sure. I mean, but like it's the same joke that you get all the time where it's like, with women you have like plus size. You'll never meet a fat guy that's like, yeah, I'm a plus size man, because like it's really like a woman word. Yeah, he's usually If a guy's like, I'm just plus size, usually he's the female in the relationship. You know what I mean? Like he is the beta to the alpha of the female.
He's the
You have to have a role.
I don't think you have to. I just think that somebody has to control the finances. Somebody has to control this. Everybody has different things.
It can't just be like equal.
Listen, it's me, Andrew Tate, and I'm talking to you right now. All right, listen, women. Men are the in charge.
So what are you? What are you in charge of?
The fun. You know what I mean? I bring the fun.
What is it? I'm just a kid.
So what you're saying is you don't do anything but go to work?
I go to work. I'm in charge of podcasting.
And party?
In our relationship, I'm in charge of podcasting and video editing. And no, I do. Here's my thing with Shelby, and I tell her 1,000% all the time if we're getting into that, is like, just tell me what you need. It's like the problem is like right now I'm working full time and she's not. She's at home, but she's like, she gets overwhelmed with having all the kids all the time.
Oh yeah, it's not very easy.
It's not great, and I understand it completely. But she's like, oh, you go to work, you get a break, and I'm like, that's not technically true either. Like, it's not a break. I don't see it as a break. You can see it how you want to see it. But personally, if I have to go to a place,
it's a different kind of break. It's not like I get a break, I don't get to do anything. It's like I get a break from the kids and the chaos.
But to me, I don't.
That's why I can't not work. I can't be a stay-at-home mom.
I don't ever want a break from the kids, though.
It's not really a break from them. It's a break from the constant stuff going on. Like, you're at work, you can focus on one thing, nobody's bothering you.
Whoa, where do you work?
Yeah, wait, what?
Like, I mean,
that's why I left my old job.
That's what I know. To me, it's like, here's my thing with it. Like, there is that mindset of like, you're getting away from the kids. It is a break from, like, I can say it's like her having a break, her being around the kids is a break from work. Like, you know what I mean? It's semantical shit. But really what I'm saying about it, like, you can't view me going 40 hours a week or more. I was working the 60s at some point, and being like, well, that's a break from the house. And I'm like, yeah, but it's not really a break, because like, I don't really want to be there. You know, you gotta make money. So it's not like I'm like, so, and then she's like, well, you have hobbies and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but like when I'm going to do band practice, I'm like, it's practice. Like, I know that it's like a hobby, but it's also, I'm practicing. It's not like a chill thing. Like, my idea of a break would be like, just not doing anything. That's a break for me. Like watching a YouTube video, chilling.
But for us, other like little things like coming to this is a break for me.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Doing this is a break.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to deal with anything at home. I think
it's
just
a
doing
different
this.
mindset. You know what I mean?
I think it really is.
Yeah.
And like, for women, like, not having to worry about like what the kids are being taken care of and all that stuff, it is a break.
Yeah. I think that's also like, there's such a brain involved with that shit where you guys like, you're like, she's always on.
Yeah.
Like, she comes inside.
That's how it feels. You're always on. And like when you're going to do something else, it feels like you can just turn away from that for a minute. Like,
but I also feel like part of it is like, I tell her, I'm like, all you gotta do is delegate. Delegate to me. Tell me what you need to get done, and I'll get whatever done. And anytime she does, boom, it's done. Like, I'll get it done. But she's like, well, I shouldn't have to. And I'm like, it's hard to...
Do you need a chore chart?
No, I don't.
I'm just kidding.
No, it's just like, if we were both working, it would make a little more sense.
Right.
Like, right now she's not working. And then I know that actually is more, like, what a taxing on her mentally than if she was working. Because to her, getting away from the kids, even though it's a different type of stress.
It's not like it's not like saying you don't like your kids or being around them. It's just there's so much all the time.
I also feel like you guys put that a lot on yourselves. You guys are like, I have to do 50 things at
once. We do, because we do. Like, if they don't get done, then nobody's going to do them.
That's exactly what she says. If I don't get this done, I don't like.
That's how I am about everything, though.
If every week she
That's why I fix my sinks and stuff.
I don't want a chore chart, but it would be cool if like she would put like a list of things that are like, hey, I want this to get done this week, and if you did like 3 of these, this would help me.
See, the thing is, at my house, I'll ask for it to get done and get home, and it's worse. I'm like, I'm working, you're working, we're doing the exact same thing. Like, you still live in my house, like, you can help. Yeah,
if you're both working, I think it's even more like egregious. I do think like whenever the funny thing was like we got like 2 weeks laid off for a minute, like, and I was off, and I was like cooking dinners, and I was doing dishes, I was cleaning the house, I was picking stuff up, and she's like, man, she would come in and she's like, you're doing dishes? I'm like, yeah. She's like, it's weird for you to see you do dishes. I was like, normally I cook and then I go to work. I don't have time to do dishes, and like she's home all day, so I'm like,
my house was great when I wasn't working.
Oh yeah,
like it's constant fucking chaos. It's not as bad as my car.
Yeah. But your car's good now.
The car's
good.
OT
services.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we're all just...
It's weird being the only one in the house that, like, stresses out about the cleaning stuff and about the kids and everything else.
Yeah, we don't care.
Yeah, I know. That's the difference.
I think it's a standards thing. It's a level of care. You guys have a standard and a level of care that
it is a level that we are required to have, or somebody's going to say something to us.
Yeah, but you guys care about that. We don't. Like, if somebody comes in there's like, hey, man, you left your cum sock on the floor. I'm like, oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Shit.
Like, I have a house full of 2 male roommates.
Yeah.
The house is a constant state of just
disarray.
Disgust. But no one complains.
Nobody complains.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. That's the thing. There's like there's nobody setting a standard. So
see, I will go home from work. I will clean the house. Like, there's very rarely that I sit down. And then and then my mom will come over and she'd be like, why is your house such a mess? You need to get rid of all this stuff. You need to do something. Like, I'm doing literally everything that I can in my power to keep this house livable.
And you have like 2 teenage daughters.
I have 2 teenage daughters and a 3-year-old.
Yeah. You've got a lot going on there.
Damn.
2 teenage kids. And a 3-year-old. So like, it's like, to me,
the kids that want to fight with you every time you ask them to do literally anything and say that you're the worst parent ever.
The 12-year-old that's how he is. It's like, hey man, will you just put your, like, Shelby's like, I did all your laundry. It's clean. Will you just put it away? No. I don't.
I do that now as a grown man.
I know it, but like as a grown man,
But you're also you're not sharing a house with like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you also have real responsibilities. Like, I don't know. I guess
it's your house.
When we
you
were
don't
kids,
have to.
Like, I remember being like, man, I'm so sick of being ball busted all the time, man. I got all this shit going on, blah blah blah. And then now I think back and I'm like, bro, I really had nothing going on, dude.
No.
I was working and shit. I started working when I was 13. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you're on the farm, you probably started
Where'd you work when you were 13?
The ballpark.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I got hired to put the chalk lines all summer. Like, it starts in, like, spring, so I'm still going to school. So it's like, all that shit started in, like, April.
Did you ever do the detasseling?
No, I went to sign up to do detasseling, and I think they saw, like, I was tiny. Like, I was a little itty-bitty guy.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me do it either.
Like, this dude's not going to survive.
He's going to be lost in the corn.
They're like, we're going to lose. These are the children of the corn.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me do it either.
They're like, he's not allowed. So they wouldn't let me. They said no for me for that, and then that's how I got on at the ballpark, because I was trying to get a job. Like, I was 13 and I was like, I'm trying to make some money, and they only paid me $75 a week, and I probably worked, like, no joke, like it was like 5 hours a day, 6 days a week.
Nice, we love that.
And I got like $75.
Yeah, I started working as soon as I could get a worker's permit. I started working.
Yeah. Well, what was your first official job? Like, I did work at the ballpark. What was your first official job?
A government job?
Yeah, like first one you had to pay taxes on.
Indiana Beach.
Hell yeah! What'd you do there?
I was a fry cooker.
Fuck yeah. Just hiding in the back.
Yeah.
How old were you?
16.
16? What about you?
Rallies.
How old were you?
Wait, what?
I would think I was like 15.
What'd you do there?
Drive-through.
Yeah.
I'm cute. That's where they put me.
Like, here you go. I was 15.
Rallies.
I worked at Finish Line. That was the first taxes paid job at 15.
I loved working at Finish Line in college.
It was the worst.
Really?
I always worked.
I hated it.
I worked fast food. I hated it.
I was too young to be working at a Finish Line at 15 and a half. Think about 15 and a half. Like, I'm outgoing now. Like, I'm very outgoing. I could probably sell easily now. But at the time, they were like, you need to do this, this, this. And they had moved it from a smaller store to a bigger store there. And they had, like, completely revamped everything. And then we got a new manager. And we went from a manager who was, like, a woman, a gay woman. She was really nice, but she was stealing, apparently. And then they brought this really goofy guy in there. And he just wasn't cool at all. And I was like, I went from, like, working from this cool gay woman who was like, yeah, you can get your discount, to a guy being like, well, you can only get one discounted item per month, and it has to be
Oh, I lied. I
or...
worked at McDonald's first.
Oh, yeah?
I only worked there for like 6 months, though.
Only 6 months?
2 days.
Yeah.
2 days? I never worked at McDonald's. So
I hated it. I had some guy threw a milkshake at me.
What?
Yeah. He ordered a milkshake. Then he said he wanted it like he had mentioned, like, he was deciding whether he wanted it or not. And then so I rang it up and we made it. And then he said, I didn't mean I wanted it now. And he threw it at me.
Jeez.
And I
When
cried.
did he want it? Like 20 minutes from then?
I don't know.
He gave you a timer and was like, here, 20 minutes, please.
Make this
soon. Too soon. Boom. Threw it.
I've had, I worked at Hardee's and I had somebody throw a sandwich at me. I've had people scream in my face because they thought that there was ketchup on their sandwich, but it was barbecue sauce.
Jeez.
I had a lady she threw a breakfast sandwich at me because it didn't look like the picture on the screen.
See,
I was so good at it, though. I'm so good when they start yelling because I love it.
Yeah.
Because I know how to piss them off even worse.
Yeah.
Because I don't like argue back with them. I'm like, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm like just a smart ass the entire time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I worked with one of my friends, and she's
I'm
like,
sorry.
"You are so good at customer service."
Yeah, that's tough. I didn't want this right now. Ooh, this isn't a good time.
Like, when did you want it? Then when did you want it?
When would you like it?
What's a good time for you?
Yeah.
Good time.
I'm like,
Okay, let's do that.
I'll make you a new one.
Hey, ma'am, can I have I think I want a milkshake.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind?
I'll get like chocolate. Sounds
Okay.
good. Chocolate sounds good.
Okay,
I like
that'll
that.
be like $5.
Okay, sounds good. I'll go ahead and pay for it. Do. Oh, what's
Here's
this?
your milkshake.
I didn't want this right now. Are you kidding me?
Oh, okay. Well, I'll take it back.
Take that.
You will take it back.
You'll take it all the way back.
That's it.
And then I look
That's the end.
outside and I'm like, why are there so many boys in the yard?
Yeah.
Because you made a milkshake.
It was because it was my milkshake.
Did you watch the new She-Hulk?
Oh, dude, don't waste my time with that.
How did you transition to that?
Because I was thinking about the milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and that's
The corky thing in the
Khalees.
back.
And then like they at the end of they do have a whole subplot about Meg the Stallion on it, and she makes like an appearance on the show. And then at the end, it's like Meg the Stallion and the She-Hulk are twerking, and they have like a CGI woman twerking. It's the weirdest shit I've ever seen.
What?
They're so bad on that, dude.
The CGI is garbage. Even Shelby pointed out. She's like, everything's blurry around the person when they walk into the room. And I was like, if Shelby's noticing CGI issues, man.
It's gotta be bad.
She's over there like barely watching it, like this is garbage. I'm like, damn it, man. I'm like, the twerking's got to get out of hands. I mean, it could be worse. You could be on a Zoom call right now.
I'm missing like 5 ribs.
What?
Look at everybody.
You don't want to have so many words. It's more so how you describe.
Good dude in the top. My boy in the top's having a great time.
All right, so my response to that question.
Let's hear it.
Does she know she's on Zoom right now?
She has
to know that she's on Zoom, but maybe she thinks she muted it or
something happened. Maybe she blacked it out or something. Like, I don't know. Maybe her teacher's not paying attention.
I saw another one. It was a guy.
Everyone else is.
I saw another one, but it was the guy whose house was on fire in the background, and everybody's like, "We don't know where you live. We can't call 911." And he's trying to put out the fire, and they're like, "Get out of the house! Get out of the house!"
Yeah, there was one recently where I saw a person. Did you guys hear about the girl that was on stream on Twitch, and then her boyfriend came in and like, she was
yeah.
he was like banging her, and she was like in this. You could kind of see it. Do the reflection in the background. You could see her getting fucked, but like you couldn't see it in the main camera.
Why was her camera still on?
No, she was on stream getting like she
was streaming.
She thought she was sneaky, but there was a reflection in the window behind her where you could see him fucking her from behind or whatever.
Why was she? Why was she streaming nothing though?
I don't know, man. People. She was like gaming. She's like, oh.
And then she just walked away? Or she was gaming while he was fucking her?
He pulled up.
Oh, okay.
I pulled up.
I thought you meant like she was somewhere else.
No, she was.
Oh.
Yeah, she was somewhere else completely.
Like, why is the camera on if she's not even in the screen?
She wasn't twitching. She was like, "What's going on after this?" How about this one? You're a gym guy. I know you're a gym guy. You like to go in there and you like to lift a little bit.
Occasionally.
What would you do if this happened to you? So this lady had to call 911 because she got stuck in the inversion table thing. So she literally had to get.
Easiest rescue ever.
Afterwards got me.
So it's Ohio woman calls 911 after getting stuck upside down.
How does she call them?
That's what I was probably how to use it all. Like that's probably
had her phone or
her phone or her watch, but like she could get to that, but she couldn't like get up there to like.
I can kind of relate to this woman because in
Me
second
too.
grade, I was a hefty little boy,
Yeah.
husky little boy,
Yeah.
and there was a tire swing, little recess area we had.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I don't want to share. I'm gonna get in.
Yeah.
I starfished that bad boy. I got stuck. And unfortunately, I'm up
You're
quick.
good. You got a little.
No one got me any help.
No.
No, all my friends just laughed at me. It's like, Miguel got stuck, Miguel got stuck. And I'm there crying.
Oh God.
Finally, a teacher comes by who's like supposed to be watching. So there's a hurdle of kids around us, just watching, just making fun of me because I'm stuck. The teacher sees me and starts gut laughing. So I just lose all morale, just start crying, just like.
You're like, people are just gonna make fun of me the rest of my life because of this.
Worst day ever.
Yeah. That seems like it. Did you have any of those when you were a kid? Like the worst school day ever? Where you
Probably.
Yeah. Do you remember any of them?
No.
No. She's like, I haven't got any stories.
My life was perfect.
Yeah,
I don't know.
My life is perfect.
My life is perfect. I was a great child.
So basically, you're saying what do you own the world?
Yes.
What do you own?
Hold on, is this toxicity?
Is this a wedding?
Yeah. and specifically,
This is gonna be your wedding.
I know, I cannot wait.
I can't wait, dude. What?
I think the best part of it is it's like a black wedding, and they're like, "Fuck yeah, let's put on some fucking toxicity." Dude,
That's
and kill
amazing.
it. I love it. I thought it was the funniest video I've ever seen.
I don't
It was
feel like
amazing.
there's enough like talk about that.
Yeah,
Some like black people like alternative music.
they really do, and
They
it's
really
like
get down with it.
it's like new metal came out of like black people who loved like new metal came out of people that loved like hard rock but also loved rap and like
Yeah.
put it together and fused it. Like Limp Bizkit was huge. People forget how big Limp Bizkit was. Like Linkin Park, fucking Korn,
dude. Yeah.
System of a Down. Like all these bands are so fucking good, and they're really fun. Like if you go onto YouTube, there's like a whole subgenre of YouTube. I'm sure we all know about this. I'm not teaching anybody anything, but they're like the reacts.
Yeah.
This person reacts to, and it's always like try to be very specific, like like white annoying lady reacts to, or like, and so I love that there's this whole genre like where it's like black dude reacts, and it's like, or black people react, and it's always like something like this, and they always love it so
They
much.
fucking- yeah,
I
they-
love it.
Well,
It's
the same thing like
funniest.
with anime too. Like
Yeah.
the African American community, like black community, they love anime. Like,
Oh yeah, anime's huge. I mean, I remember it's always scared me because I feel like anime is like it's like the gateway into like a bunch of weird shit. Like people that like
Yeah.
anime are also usually they also are probably on a different place on the gender spectrum. They're in a different place.
Definitely
And
on the watch list.
they're all polygamous. They're like all that. So it's
Yeah.
like there's always some weird. It's either an incel or it's like somebody who's like super decadent. There's no like
Yeah.
in the middle. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's never like, hey, yeah, I really like anime, and also I'm married and have a couple kids.
See, I don't like
No.
anime because of the kids that liked anime when I was younger were really weird.
yeah,
Like the ones that ran around like Naruto running
yeah, and they had like
in the hallways with their
swords at
their
home.
capes and stuff.
All their social media pictures are with a sword for no reason.
Yeah.
Just like,
Fedora.
It was so I'm like, I'm not watching anime. That shit's weird
Little neck
because all
beauty.
the people were weird. But then I was really into Pokemon, so like
yeah. It makes sense. I love Pokemon. I honestly,
I made a guy at work mad because he was talking to me, or I scared him because he was talking to me, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go watch this anime show," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm not really into anime," and he's like, "Oh," and then he drove off.
Could you imagine needing like your significant other to like all the things that you like? I'm like just like a couple things I like.
Bro, I need my space, my alone time. I need my own thing. Like
shout out to like Taylor and Glenn. I love that they both like enjoy Pokemon together as a couple. But like I got my girl into it for like 5 minutes, and she was like, I'm gonna say no. And she left. Like, and it's like it's great. It's great to have a something like a hobby together, but I don't feel like every hobby needs to be together.
No, I agree.
Yeah. It's like people that work together.
You have to have your own thing.
Seriously, it's or even if you guys do the same stuff, do it separately.
Yeah.
Like if you like dating a guy and he's like, I want to start a podcast, and you're like, oh, that's really cool, and he's like, with you.
No, that's cool.
No.
Not very cash money.
I'm under contract.
I'm already taken.
I'm under contract.
Yeah.
No, I'm just like, it would be weird if you're like,
I'm already on like 17 podcasts.
Yeah, like I think that's really interesting because like, we have one in the works that we might be working on where we have a couple people that are like a couple that might be doing a podcast together. And I'm excited about it because I think it's a really cool genre of podcasting.
Yeah.
But it's like, not me. Please, not me. Like I could never. Me and Shelby just be fighting on the gram all day.
I have a little bit of problem about that. Like I can't really separate my like work life. So if I see you at work, and I see you like outside of work, it's not Christmas. I'm mad at you all day.
You don't hang out with anybody from work because of that? Rarely.
I did yesterday, but like it was more like a team building kind of thing.
No.
Yeah, I just like my alone time.
Yeah, it's you need especially like significant others. Like I got homies that like they met their wife at work and then like they go to work and then they're like at work and then they get off work and they go home, and I feel like eventually
there's a lot of people at work like that.
It eventually wears on you. It has to.
Personal hell, dude.
That
like
just
you have to at least
awful.
be in a different department or something.
Or a different plant.
Yeah.
Or or if like let's say you're both working at McDonald's, like you work the grill, I'll work the fries.
I'll work
you work at the one over here, I'll work at the one over there.
Yeah.
I think there's a rule where you can't date people you work with there anyway.
Yeah. Why? Just have people fucking in the back.
Yeah, it's a cooler.
Hell yeah, brother.
Everybody.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
Shut up, Maddie.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Fuck you guys, dude. I'm out, dude. I'm fucking out, dude.
Don't be mad, dude.
You know, I'm just a teenage dirtbag. I saw somebody. This was the funniest shit ever. So, like, you posted that thing on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
And so, like 6, 7, 8 hours earlier, I saw a girl on Twitter tag you and be like, "You're not a teenage dirtbag. You were the section leader," and like tag you. And then you posted it on Facebook like a literal joke. And Shelby was laughing so hard at that. I was like, "Bro, he stole that girl's joke for himself," and he did it. I was like, "No, it's so funny though."
I did steal a joke.
Not really. You made it way better. It wasn't. She gave it to you. It was like a layup, but it was funny because he had done teenage. Did you do a teenage dirtbag one before, right? Or was she just fucking with you?
No, she was just fucking with me.
Okay.
She's like, I love Kirsten because she has always kept me accountable.
Yeah.
Since like high school.
Yeah.
She's always been like, no, you did theater. You weren't that cool.
Yeah.
You were in marching band. You weren't that cool.
And you were a section leader, dude.
Yeah, dude, that's so cool.
Did you hear about the marching band in Kokomo won the state with a Satan routine?
I can't tell that's satire or not, dude.
It is. It's absolutely.
Okay, cool,
the
cool,
thing that we did was super satire, and these people are so mad. That's why we've had 500,000 people on our page this month.
Is it based off that like post alone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they did actually win. They won like a thing. Let me a buddy of mine sent me this. I want to cut off his name. Hopefully, it doesn't ruin it. You can kind of see his face, but he's been on the podcast.
Yeah.
But he sent me this dragonflies and whiskey on TikTok. This person. I don't know. I don't want to misgender this person, but sent from Albany, New York. Like apparently, this person they did a whole TikTok about like there was this guy that prayed, a coach that prayed with the kids out of school. And these kids didn't want to, and then they ruled that it's okay. But then there's this thing in Kokomo, Indiana, where these kids
She's trying to make it so if you pray to one god, you have to pray to them all.
Yeah, like you have to like call them all by name. Could you imagine just being like, okay, Zeus, all right, a fucking Poseidon.
I mean, it's just a way to keep religion out of schools.
Yeah,
Buddha,
which is good.
I mean, I don't care if religion's in school or not. I just don't think it needs to be led by teachers. If there's a group of kids that are like, hey, we want to make a Christian.
Well, that's
or
fine.
satanic
That's fine.
or whatever.
Like they have
satanic things. I know you know more about it than anybody, Courtney, but the satanic thing always throws me for a loop because it would be like, it's like if there's a group like this is our good guy, this is our bad guy, and then somebody's like, oh, fuck your group, we're just gonna follow the bad guy. But I know it's not actually that. But that's the point. Is like they're provoking.
Yeah.
So like I think that there's like a nuance there where it's like you're literally trying to provoke Christians by doing that. Like it's the whole point.
Well, that's why it was created.
Yeah.
It's just anti-Christian.
Yeah, and that's really it's not a movement
not,
for like Satan.
It's not.
Satanists
don't believe in Satan.
Which is why they're not Satanists. It's like a weird. It's like anytime they subvert language like that always makes me laugh because it's.
But
like
then you have the weird ones that are like, "Ooh, I'm going to take this literal and I'm going to go start worshiping the devil." And
people that don't actually get it.
Yeah, it's people that are not actually part of it.
I read this funny. I have it on here. I don't even want to pull it up, but I read this funny like thread, and it's a 4chan thread, so you know it's insane. But they're basically like explaining how like a certain percentage of people are too I'm gonna pull it up. Fuck it. There's a certain percentage of people that are
so
just
little.
I know it's hard to really read, but I can make it a little bigger. But it's like a certain percentage of people. Like it says, did you know that 95% plus of people with less IQ less than 90 IQ, like their IQ is less than that, they can't understand conditional hypotheticals. For example, how would you have felt yesterday evening if you hadn't eaten breakfast or lunch? What do you mean? I did eat breakfast and lunch. Yes, but if you had not, how would you have felt? Why are you saying that I don't eat breakfast? I told you that I did. So there's people with an IQ under 90 or below, which is a decent amount of people.
They take everything literal.
They can't understand a hypothetical conditional statement. So when we make a joke on like Kokomo Press half the time when they don't get it, it's those people. In my head, I'm like, I don't want to be a dick and be like, you're just low IQ because I don't. So that's where I kind of feel like sometimes I feel like we're a little bit like exploitative of just stupid people. But like that's the internet, baby.
But they don't know that they're stupid is the problem.
They don't know, and their family doesn't want to. It's like this is a really stupid comparison. You guys are gonna be like, shut the fuck up. But you guys remember the first seasons of American Idol?
Yes.
These people would come on there and they're
convinced.
convinced
They would be so
they
confident and
because everybody in their life was like, you're fucking great, dude.
Yeah.
Or sister, you're amazing. They get in there and they sing and it's awful.
Yeah.
And
I'm great.
No idea. They have no idea that they're bad because everybody's told them that they are.
Yeah.
And they live in this world, this bubble where they're being told like, this is okay, this is normal, and then they get outside that bubble and they cannot, it's like they can't cope whatsoever.
No.
And it's like that to me is the internet. Every group on the internet, that's how they are now. It's like they literally cannot cope with the fact that this echo chamber that they're in, they're getting this positive feedback loop. It's like, do you agree with me? Yes. Okay, cool. Everybody agrees with me, and then they get in this bubble, and then they step outside the bubble, they go somewhere else, and if people don't agree with them, they're like, what? This is new territory. I've never done this before.
Yeah.
And it's a weird, it's like, and it goes back to a lot of things that you can talk about. You can literally talk about, it's the same with MAGA Republicans. It's the same with gender ideologues. It's all the same type of concept of people who put themselves in a bubble of people that all agree with them, because we all know people that like Trump because they like the policies, and we all know people that like Trump because they view him as like a savior in a weird way,
right?
And it's like I don't care either way, but you do realize that if you like him for this specific reason, like, or if you surround yourself with people that like him and think he's this like savior complex, you're never going to hear an opinion that you don't agree with, and if you do, you're going to be like, nah, fuck them, everybody agrees with me.
That's why on social media in general, I don't really follow a lot of people, especially on Twitter. I follow like 50 people. Yeah. And most of them are people I know, or in person, whatever. But most of them, I do like follow people who I don't agree with on purpose.
Yes, exactly.
Just because it becomes an echo chamber real quickly, and before you know it, you're like, yeah, this is reality. I
think that's why I've created this weird place for myself on Twitter where I'm surrounded by mostly people that don't agree with me. Yeah. So like, and so then I end up getting in this weird loop where I'm like, is everybody this stupid? Like, and I don't mean it like as in like I'm the utmost authority on everything. I am, but in my head I'm like, wow, how do you think like this? Yeah. Do you ever get that like when you're around, like even if you're around like, let's say you're even on the opposite side of the spectrum and you like surround yourself with people that are in one way. It's like, because like I'll watch like somebody like the Daily Wire people, like I follow them because like I don't agree with all they say, but sometimes they have a cool perspective. I'm like, oh, I didn't think about that. Right. Yeah. But then I also will follow somebody like Sam Harris, who's like super atheist, like left wing guy, and he's completely different. Or like most of the people I know locally are like super left wing people. Like I'll follow them. So like I kind of hit both of them, and then I watched. Do you know what's his name? Fucking. He's a.
The Hero Words.
Tablemon TCG. You ever heard of him? Tablemon.
Yeah.
Tablemon. Did you? That dude is crazy. He's insane on Twitter. I've never met like I love Pokemon Twitter like because it's all just it's a train wreck.
Yeah.
Most of it is just gender ideological stuff, inclusivity, and I'm all for it. But then like they take it to a next level. He joined a group of people that like were sponsors. And, like, he had posted, like, I'm now a part of blah, blah, blah. And I don't even remember the name of it. And I was like, cool. And then the next day, he's like, I am no longer a part of blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what? And apparently, one of the guys in the group, the guy who runs the group, follows Libs of TikTok on Twitter. And so he's like, oh, if you even follow somebody I disagree with, I can't associate with you. What? Maybe he follows them so he can rebut them. You ever think like, and even if he doesn't, like, who cares?
Like, I'm like following so many pages because you made me do it because to make fun of him.
Yeah. I told her, I was like, infiltrate these moms for like, because I want to
like Moms for Liberty or something.
Yeah, Moms of Liberty and stuff like that. Because like, I want to know what they're talking about.
I had to leave it because they keep doing the tag everyone thing, and I can't.
Oh yeah, I hate that. All my sports pages.
It's all of the multi-level marketing people.
Like, no. Like, I was watching this cool Jordan Peterson thing popped up, and he's working with Daily Wire now, which drives me crazy because it's like, you were so cool, and like, I don't hate Ben Shapiro. I think sometimes he says interesting things. Matt Walsh is kind of crazy. Like, I follow these guys a little bit, but I'm not like super into them. But like, I like to hear both sides, so I'll hear them, and then I'll hear like somebody like Russell Brand, and then I'll hear somebody like Kim Iverson, who's like a left wing lady, and they're all fighting each other, and it's really hilarious. But like, I like to be in the middle because I want to know what everybody's saying. And Jordan Peterson joined Daily Wire, so I watched this video, and it was like explaining how the concept of the video was about colonialism. So I was like, oh no, check it out, in Africa, like the effect of colonialism on Africa, and how much of colonialism affects Africa's ability to like transcend into like capitalism. And that's basically what he had this lady who's like an expert, she's an African lady, she talked to like, had that African really cool like Wakanda Forever vibe, and Wakanda she was forever. Like I loved it, dude. And I was hype as fuck listening to her, and she was just like basically saying like colonialism, the least colonialized African countries are the ones struggling the most. The more colonialized African countries are thriving, and it's because of capitalism and understanding. And she's like, even like since they've moved away from like some of them moved away from democracies and have become like these like authoritarian free markets. It's like this weird thing that's like happening, and it's like all of that just to basically get back to the point where I was like, I'm watching Jordan Peterson say all this shit, and I'm like, man, like, you've moved so far to the right, but you're talking about something cool, but people aren't going to listen to you because you've moved too far to that. So you've automatically been like blackballed. Do you know what I mean? It's like this weird thing. Yeah, you're radio. That's a great way to look at it. Because like when he came out, it was like a lot of gender stuff, and it was basically him being like, I'm not going to be compelled by the government to say anything. Like the government can't force me to say shit. Like that's fucked up.
Why did he switch so fast?
I don't think he switched. I think they create this by saying, oh, we have to silence this person. It's like the Andrew Tate thing. Like even if he wasn't right wing, because he's like a kickboxing champion. He's like that's what he started off as, and then he started doing like almost like a character. Like, you know how we always joke about Simon, how he does like, I always joke about how Simon he has like a womanizing character. Like it's like a character to me. Yeah,
but it's a character. It's not really Simon.
Yeah, there's probably a portion of him that's in there. But it's like dialed up to like 15. Bit. Yeah. Well, I'm sure he does, but like at the end of the night, when he takes off of his, dad hat, and he puts it on, and he takes it off, he sets it down, and he sits there, and he's like, I just wish I could cuddle. You know what I mean? It's like,
oh, that's a genuine thing. Probably
it's probably true, and it's like you see people like that, but they're playing a character. Like James Wright's another guy who's hilarious, but he's playing a character on Facebook. It's a joke. He's like super decadent, like, yeah, I'm just out here eating lobster rolls and shit. Like, but like he'll like post a photo of himself eating McDonald's and be like, ooh, I just had this really great fish like thing, and it's a fish fucking sandwich, but he's making it seem like it's something bigger, and it's so funny to me. I love the characters, but like it's the same thing with like somebody like Jordan Peterson, but then they push him into a corner to the point where he's like, the only people that are listening to me are these right-wing people, so I have to go over here, because if not, I'm getting
no longer popcorn.
Yeah, and so you actually kind of force people into extremism in a weird way.
We're just like the gay frog dude.
Yeah, Pepe.
No. The
What was that?
Alex Jones.
Oh yeah, the Frogs Gang.
Yeah, like, he became that's the character. Alex Jones is not crazy.
Oh yeah.
He just
I
plays
think he
into
became that though. I think he slowly turned into it.
I could see that, but
Yeah,
That's the problem.
Originally, it was a character. Well, it's not just him. It's like a lot of people. It's like did you guys see that new Vice Andrew Dice Clay thing? They have a new
No,
thing.
I've not seen that.
Andrew Dice Clay was originally he had a whole different name. Like he was a Jew. It's like Leibowitz, like Andrew Leibowitz or something. And then he creates this character called Andrew Dice Clay and starts going, hey, yo. It's like, and then now when it's taken him years to get out of that character because he ended up. That was his life character.
Yeah.
He became that character.
Go lost in the sauce.
Yeah,
Like
and-
when you start saying something ironically and then it turns into you saying it non-ironically.
boom, like lit, like oh
Yeah.
man, that's lit. Or,
Yeah.
oh, that's bussin', and then now you're like,
Yeah.
oh, shit, I'm saying bussin' all the
Like,
time.
hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah,
Fucking
brother.
hate Courtney, dude.
What's the other one?
Hell yeah,
What
brother.
was it? It was okay ballin'.
Baller.
Okay, baller. Okay, I
Baller.
need you to read this, Courtney. I want you to read this for us. I want to see if you can read this well.
Time spoke the genderqueer.
To genderqueer author.
Okay. And illustrator Mia Kababi on about air work, the efforts to restrict access to air writing, and what a make of the current cultural moment.
So this popped up on my shit,
What?
and it's like these are the neo pronouns, and these are
Oh,
like
I thought they were just making up words.
okay, yes.
They are.
So they're using their take out th and they
Oh.
take out th. So Time spoke with genderqueer author and illustrator
About air
Maya
work.
Kobabe on about air work and efforts to restrict access to air writing and what a make of the culture of the current cultural movement. So this person is genderqueer and doesn't identify as either gender. So because of that, they them pronouns don't even work for this person. So this person's like, I need to be able to take out that th is way too hard. for me.
I heard something
Way too
about
harsh.
this too, because there was a lady that I'm in a group where you ask questions and you vote on the question, and they were asking about what they should have their students call them because they were a teacher,
Yeah.
and I can't remember what it was, but there's like another like Mr. and Mrs. It's like
Mix.
yeah, is it
Mix.
mix?
Yeah,
it's mix.
It's mix.
I was like, I don't know.
This and the reason why I brought this up, I know this is like a really hot button, and I'm not asking you to like take any like but my question is, my thing to you is, for a while there, mix is like Miss, Ms, and they've like, oh, I can't even be a Ms or Mister. I'm in the middle, so mix is MX.
Yeah.
They like to throw X's into Latinx and like Latina, and it's like there's been a huge pushback in the Latino community. If you go into these, anytime they put it into like a big thing, the Latino community will push back and be like, no.
I was helping you.
So nobody hates this Latinx thing more than Latinos most of the time. Like they're the ones that there's
I
like
hate it.
Yeah, you hate it. Right?
Bro, I hate it so much.
Yeah, does it feel weird when it feels like, and don't take this wrong, like it feels like intellectual, like people in universities are deciding how you're supposed to identify yourself. Isn't that the opposite of what? So like a small minority of people are like, you're no longer Latino or Latina, you're Latinx.
I get what they're doing.
Yeah.
I understand the idea of the platform, like,
Yeah.
we have to be more inclusive.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
But you are going to go against millions of years of culture,
Yeah.
heritage, language, because the Hispanic, like Mexican language is
Highly gendered.
It's gendered. It's made that for a reason.
Yeah.
Is it right? Is it wrong?
No,
kinda
but that's the language.
It's
It's
the
like
language. It's
they're
like-
trying to change the language completely.
I got a buddy of mine. I'm not gonna say his name, but he's real big on the whole like, Latinx, like
Yeah.
Latin, like
Is he Latino?
No, he's white.
Oh, okay.
Which cracks me up even more. Like he's so like
What?
you're fighting a battle that doesn't concern you at all.
That's what half of this is. That's half of it.
He made a joke like Super Mario Galaxy, whatever. You can have like a sombrero, like a Hispanic, a Mexican, like Mario.
Yeah.
He's like that's they're appropriating your culture, dude. I was like, that's cool. He's got a sombrero.
Yeah.
I was hyped.
You know what I told my daughter? Okay, she was in school and they were coming up with nicknames or something, and she said somebody said her nickname was like Jesus or something.
Yeah.
My kids are Hispanic, and I'm like, Alexis, that's racist. And she's like, no, it's not. It was funny. She's like, I'm gonna draw a mustache and stuff. I'm like, honey, no.
But that's you putting white on.
No,
something.
but they're all white kids calling her like Jesus and telling her to put a mustache on her. Like
So what's your like? I can tell he.
she
wouldn't
thought
know.
it was
No, I
funny.
get it.
But
I
like,
I went to an all-white school. I was the only Hispanic in that school.
Yeah.
Me and my sisters, and then my cousins showed up later on. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's not so much racism; it's just ignorance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's just like not realizing how it could be fucked up.
Like
that's
they
the
can't,
ignorance.
I'm
part
just
of it,
like,
yeah.
like if people can't talk to you like that, baby, like.
Yeah, but it's almost like you being like.
But I'm not like trying to be
her, you're controlling her outrage.
like she thinks it's funny. It's I'm like, okay, that's fine. I just wanted to let you know that like.
I think to me like I think you probably hit the nail on the head with it being like, baby, if it's cool if it's funny if you're enjoying it, but if it's at your
if it makes you uncomfortable and if they're being mean, like that's not okay.
Yeah, like make sure that you're not feeling like it but you almost could create that for her.
Yeah,
like,
I don't want to be the one that's be like, hey, every time somebody says any like
you don't want to
Hispanic
look at it
jokes
through
to
the
you,
prism
it's gonna
of
be
it.
like racist and you should be offended by it. But I'm like, you're not gonna
There's
go
a
to
fine
school with a
line, though.
mustache on, Alexis. No.
What's that called? They call it like a microaggression.
Yeah.
Like it's not. I know that's like obviously like gender ideology, like or not ideology, like what do they call it? Postmodern Marxism languages, whatever. It's like nihilistic language or whatever that is, where they're like basically like anything you say that if you're not a Hispanic person,
like I found a video on TikTok. It was a girl. There was Drew Barrymore was in the rain.
Oh, that was insane.
Drew Barrymore. She's absolutely fucking ridiculous for everything she does.
She's like
anyway.
a hippy dippy girl.
She really is. She's on something. Like I love her to death, but like she was having the best time in the rain, and
she's
she
white
was
girl
like
vibing.
But then this lady came on and said that it was racist.
Yeah.
I'm like, why?
Like, and then I saw the pushback from that was like apparently enjoying the rain is now considered,
And there was another
racist.
black woman that came on, and she was saying that it was absolutely ridiculous, and they're reaching. Like,
yeah.
That's what all this is. It's all reaching.
Oh yeah.
You're looking to fight a battle that doesn't concern you, and that's one of my best friends. We have this talk all the time about our buddy. Like it's just like maybe because you've never faced any kind of oppression, maybe you've not faced any kind of like altercation or like struggle in your life, that you don't really know what it's like. So you kind of you take it upon yourself.
And there's a word for that. It's called appropriating. That's really the appropriation there. They're appropriating.
Right.
I think that's what drives me crazy in general on the internet. Because like that I had that big Pokemon thread where it was like 9 threads. He's a straight white male, and he was basically trying to take the plight of people who aren't straight white males and be like, we need to do better as white men. And I'm just like, at some point it's like, let them talk. Can you just shut the fuck up?
That's like most of the pages I'm in that have like that bring up the topic of like racism and stuff. They like, we're letting the people of color do this.
Yeah.
If you are not a person of color, you don't comment.
Yeah. And I don't have a problem with anybody commenting, but don't comment if you have a nuanced question,
right,
or a nuanced thing. That's fine.
Yeah.
My issue is if you're a white person and they're asking a question to black people, don't talk for black
speak over
people.
them, because that's what you're doing. You're speaking over them.
Yeah.
They're trying to stand up for themselves, and you're speaking over them.
Yeah. And it's weird. It's just weird. And but I also have the same issue with like people like Candace Owens or something, where they're like, this person speaks for all black people, and it's like, no, she doesn't. She probably doesn't even speak for the majority. It's okay that there are black people like her. She's allowed to be who she wants to be, and she's allowed to appeal to other black people and even white people that like, like what she has to say. There's no problem with that. I have no issue with that whatsoever. What I have issues with is when people are like, this is the proper way to think as a black person, or this is the proper way to think as a gay person. Because it even hits there too. Oh, if you're trans and you're not offended by this, then you're not trans. Like, what?
Yeah,
so I have to be.
Like, you can't be trans in like Harry Potter anymore.
Oh yeah. Like, oh my, it's like, or like you can't be an atheist and enjoy Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
It's like, or hey, I know you like
can't
to
be
craft.
gay and go like Chick-fil-A either.
Yeah. If you like crafting and you like to make crafts, you can't go to Hobby Lobby unless you're Christian. It's like, come on, man. Come on. Or maybe I just enjoy Hobby Lobby because sometimes I want to walk through there and pay $50 for a cat that looks like this. Like a ceramic cat that's like this.
Yeah,
Hey,
just like that?
I'm a ceramic cat, and I look like this.
Okay.
Hey, what's up?
I would break you.
Hey, you can break me, cat? You can't break me, man.
You're
I'm a
so
cool
fucking
cat.
ridiculous.
I hate this. This is making me so mad right now. Because I've had people, and I'm like, yeah, I love that cat. And it's like, why? What attracts you to this such like animal?
And I'm just like, hey, what's up, man? How you doing, Hispanic? This is me. I'm a ceramic cat. And I'm chilling. That's my new character I'm gonna come up with. I'm just gonna be a ceramic cat.
Plus this.
Please
Jordan
don't.
becomes a furry.
I'm gonna be a furry again. It's me, Amber Bird, or whatever. Amber Bird. All right, let's wrap this up. We're already an hour and a half in.
Oh, my Lancer.
I know. Can you believe my Lance?
Can we cut out the part where you become a ceramic cat?
I'm a ceramic cat, and you can't stop
No, that's the selling point.
it. Yeah, it's
No.
probably the one thing people are gonna enjoy. They're like, hey, I love that part. I want to make sure there's not anything I didn't hit on here that we needed to hit because there are a lot of topics. Oh, I do.
Diarrhea.
There's one topic I wanted to ask you guys about. This came up the other day. All right, and I want you guys' honest opinion on this. The song "Stan" by Eminem. Do you know the lyrics that the female Dido sings?
Oh, are you making fun of me?
No, I'm not making fun of you.
You are making fun of me because I didn't know what they were.
You didn't know what they were either?
No, because I told you you quoted it to me in the chat, and I was like, I had no idea that she said that.
Okay, so do you know what they are?
Something about like, God, better something like that. It's very sad and like deep, like depressing.
So-
The tea's gone cold.
My tea's gone cold. So like I was joking last night, my buddy. Let's say so like one of my buddies, like we were doing a group chat, and I said, "I love you guys. I hope you guys are doing good or whatever." And he was like, "Ditto," but he spelled it Dido, is the singer.
Yeah.
And so I just said, and then I was just like, and I want to thank you for giving me the best day of my life. And they're like, everybody messaged me, was like, "Are you good? Are you good?" And I was quoting that Dido
Right.
song instead. I
Yeah.
was like, "You know the song, but you only know this part." And then I was like, it's literally from the song "Thank You" by Dido, and that's the chorus. You know, the one that they use. It's the verse they use in Stan. And then my buddy's like, "Tears gone cold," and he like
Yeah.
said tears and all that. And I'm like, tears, and it was like, and so we were joking about it, and he was like, "Don't ruin my childhood." I was like, "It's my tea has gone cold."
Yeah, that's the conversation we had.
Okay, and then I said the same thing to
And I
Shelby,
was
and she
like, "There's
said,
no
"Tears
fucking
gone
way."
cold," and I'm like, "No, it's my tea has gone cold." She's a
Yeah.
British bitch. She's like, "Her tea's
Yeah.
gone cold." She's pissed. She's like, "What? My tea's
My
cold now?
Coke's gone
Yeah.
flat.
My Coke's gone flat. My coffee's
Because they drink their tea hot.
yeah." Yeah, they drink their tea. But anyway, I was laughing at that so hard because I was like, I cannot believe it. And that's just so you guys, if you don't believe me,
We did it on karaoke like that same night that you said that, and I was like, we got to do it.
He's gone. I think me and Matt were laughing because we both knew it, and everybody else in the group was like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck?" And even Shelby, like, you've heard the song a million times probably.
Yeah.
You didn't even know it's
Yeah.
my tea's gone cold. It's just funny. Like, it's one of those. Remember back in the day when they'd be like, "Yeah, name the lyric," and you're like, "I have no idea." Fucking.
Who's that?
A whiskey drink and then a vodka drink and then what's that fucking tub thumping?
Yeah.
I'm knocked
Chumbawamba,
down.
whatever.
I get what is it?
Chumbawamba.
What's the first part of that?
I get knocked down, get up
Okay.
again.
I knocked down, I'm again, I'm gonna get me now.
Dude, I'm horrible with lyrics. I'm so bad with it.
I'm terrible with them too. That's the
I can do
funny
beats
part.
all day, but lyrics, no.
I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me
That
down.
was me last night for sure.
Oh, and then I want to end on this one.
All right.
This is the last one we end on. So this is Nora Vincent. She was the author of Self-Made Man, and she recently died by assisted suicide. And I watched her video when it came out a long time ago, but she was a radical feminist who believed men lived on easy mode and tried to prove it by disguising herself as a man for 2 years. Instead, what she found out is men actually have it harder, and wrote a book about her experience. So she was a huge feminist, like a big feminist person. She became a man, joined a bowling league. I watched an amazing video. She became really good friends with these older gentlemen.
I'm sorry that you're so oppressed.
I am very
as a
oppressed.
man.
But then, and
You
the
are
fact,
oppressed.
so she had a really rough time living as a man, did the whole thing, became a man, and then found out. And this is why I think a lot of people know events. I actually posted this because I thought when I watched her video originally, Nora Vincent, when I watched her video from the originally, I thought it was such a nuanced thing because she went and lived as a man for a whole year and then found out that like women treated her differently, like treated her badly. And she basically became part of incel culture and didn't even realize it. Like she came in and decided, and then I saw that she died by assisted suicide, and it bummed me out so bad. So I was like, I gotta shout out Nora, you know, because like she was like my first introduction into people who didn't like. She was super anti-men. She was like basically a misandrist. She wasn't even really she was a feminist, but more misandrist than anything. And then she became part of this, found out that she, you know, how much harder. And she's like, it's really hard for men out here because we expect so much more. So we expect all this out of them, and then when they don't meet our our standards, then we kind of push them aside. So there is a group of men. And then I also recently heard, did you guys know that if you look up your family tree right now, if you looked it up, there would be double the amount of women as men? And you, in your head, you're like, that doesn't make sense. Like, how do I have double women in my family tree? Because so many men are born and then That's it. That's
Yeah.
the end of their lineage. There are 50% of the men get double women, and 50% of the men get none. So just throwing that out there to explain that incel culture isn't new. This has been around forever. The difference was before there wasn't on the internet. There wasn't this, There were
no support groups.
There was no support groups, And then, it's an interesting concept. And rest in peace to Nora, man. She wrote that there's a whole documentary on what she did for part of it, and she, like, at the end she came out and she told everybody she was a woman, and it was really, really interesting to watch the different people react, because like she was in a bowling group as a man, and it's Steve's here, like that type of thing, and it was just like watching the guys be like, oh, you're a woman? No, we didn't even know. Like they're just older men, had no idea, and they had a great time with it. But it was like, it's sad to know that it ended like that, because that whole thing bummed me out a little bit when I saw it, so I wanted to give a shout out.
It,
Condolences.
Yeah, so it's really hard to be a man, and that's just really all I wanted to hear from Courtney. Courtney, go ahead and say it's harder to be a man than
It's
anything.
really hard for you to be a man.
Thank you.
What up, bitch?
What up, bitch? I'm just kidding. Anyway, check out Miguel and his new podcast with some homies, Island Guardian TCG. We talked about a lot of random shit, but the main thing you need to know is Pokemon's the best.
It
and
is.
Pokemon TCG is the best part of Pokemon. It's way better than any other part than the games. Pokemon Go
The
can
show.
go fuck itself. The show's cool, but whatever. It's way more fun to show up with some cardboard cards and get your ass kicked. You know what I mean?
By a 10-year-old.
By a 10-year-old, dude. He's just whooping your fucking
Couldn't
ass.
relate.
I beat Jordan at Pokemon one time.
I do it all the time. So it's not big of a-
That's the Kokomo Press Podcast. I'm Jordan.
I'm Miguel.
I'm Courtney.
There, guys.
Thank you for watching this episode of the Kokomo Press Podcast. We really appreciate you. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can check us out on the Kokomo Press at Facebook, at YouTube, at Instagram, or you can follow us all at our individual accounts if you want on Twitter or Facebook or wherever. You can get our merch, or if you really, really, really want to help us out, it's only $5. You can actually subscribe to our Patreon. Check that out, because we have a lot of content we want to give you guys, and we want to put more and more out, and it's starting to get expensive. So hit us up. Thank you for watching this episode of the Kokomo Press Podcast. Thank you so much. We love you. 2 kisses.